Meet Nazaré, the injured turtle washed up in Cumbria, now making waves in the warmer waters of the Azores.
Now, we've already had one emotional reunion. How's about this? A loggerhead turtle who was found washed up on a beach in Cumbria has been nursed back to health and released back into the wild so they can be back with their family too.
Yeah, back in February, Nazaré was spotted not doing so well, covered in cuts and showing little sign of life. But following a successful rehabilitation programme, she is ready for another chance, a new start.
Yeah, our reporter Jay McCubbin has been following her amazing journey.
Her name is Nazaré, and she is incredibly lucky to be alive. Back in February, the loggerhead turtle was discovered by a dog walker after being washed up on the Cumbrian coast. She was cold and weak and far from the warm waters which should have been home. A team from Blackpool's Sea Life Centre were called to action.
So she was motionless, she was just about making some movements with her eyes, and she was completely covered all over her shell in algae and seaweeds, like she'd been floating around in the sea for some time.
Her journey had taken her far off track into the cold, stormy waters of the Irish Sea. Her rescuers knew this because of a satellite tracking device found on her back. That revealed Nazaré's habit of getting lost and being found.
Which was amazing because we found out that she was released from the coast of France, from La Roche Aquarium, where she'd been rehabilitated in June in 2023. So it wasn't the first time she'd been in a facility like ours. And the tag stopped beeping around December time just off the coast of Ireland, and that means she probably got stuck in the storms then and disappeared. So she'd had a bit of a rough couple of months, we reckon, from the condition of her.
Those months had taken their toll. Staff removed algae with a toothbrush. By rights, she should have died. But her dehydration and pneumonia were treated over 3 weeks of 24-hour care. She was eventually well enough to be driven to Scarborough's Sea Life Centre. Regulating her temperature was so important, she made the journey first class.
She actually moved in the front of the van with me for the journey over from Blackpool. And then from there, we were able to then move her and transition her into our ocean tank. It means building up those muscles to start diving again properly.
When she was finally ready to fend for herself, Nazaré's final journey took her here, the warm blue waters of the Azores. And almost 2,500 miles from the Irish Sea, she was released.
And it was simply incredible. She kind of went into the water, kind of had a little bit of a look around, and before you know it, she rocketed off into the vast blue that you could see kind of before you. We didn't really get a chance to say goodbye. It was that quick, and it was just brilliant in the sense that it was the culmination of lots of different teams coming together to allow this turtle to go back to the wild. And that's what it's all about for us. It's about giving something back and giving an animal a second chance.
The team hope this is the last time she ever experiences the skills and TLC of European aquariums. Jay McCubbin, BBC News.
What a great story. Oh, you look a bit sad.
Who's that? We didn't have a chance to say goodbye.
Yeah, but she's off living her best life.
Fingers crossed.
No algae, no nothing. She looks great.
Todd German, who we just saw in that report from the Sea Life Centre in Scarborough, who didn't have time to say goodbye. He's going to be saying hello at least to us this morning. We'll cheer him up a bit, and he can tell us how Nazaré is getting on. It's just before 9 o'clock.
I wonder if he's even heard from her. I bet she hasn't been in touch
She
at all.
doesn't write, she doesn't call, she doesn't email, nothing.
She's living her best life, having a fabulous time. More on that later in the programme. But we're joined now by Todd German, curator at Sea Life in Scarborough, who helped with Nazaré's rehabilitation. Morning.
Good morning.
What an incredible glow-up. What a transformation from when we first saw her.
What are you talking about,
Todd? Well, yeah, it's not bad for this time of morning for me.
Nazaré, I mean, when you first saw the condition she was in, did you expect that she would survive?
No, I think that was the honest answer. I mean, the team at Blackpool, when they picked her up, Scott sent me some pictures, who's the curator there, and it was just unreal, really. I mean, the only movements that she was making to indicate she was alive was just some eye twitches. So, it took about an hour to get her from the beach over to Blackpool, and then it was, days, weeks worth of work just to kind of get to the point where she was, reanimating and showing some real signs of life. And they were such a dedicated team, round-the-clock care, everything that they could do for that turtle they did. And, that release was just the result of all that hard work.
Just explain why it was so important for you all to take such care of her, to bring her back to health.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, the small changes that you have to make just in temperature, so she was being warmed up by just a degree every day. You know, she's cold stunned, so basically her body had shut down. We know she'd been drifting in the Irish Sea for a couple of months, so she'd been actually rescued in France at La Rochelle Aquarium first. So we'd got a good idea of her backstory, and then, you know, to make her way into the Irish Sea, float around, and then have that long road to recovery a second time around. I mean, she is one lucky animal.
Yeah.
Isn't she? And in terms of the things that were actually wrong with her, so she was dehydrated.
Yeah.
And some type of infection as well?
Yeah, so she had to have x-rays done, which showed that she got pneumonia. So she went straight on antibiotics, and the rehydration's quite a lengthy process as well. So yeah, there was a lot of care from specialist vets and animal care teams at Blackpool.
I suppose you were all learning more about her, about the species as well, while you're doing it.
Yeah, completely. I mean, it was new to Blackpool and relatively new for us at Scarborough as well. Yeah, completely. There's lots of learnings there. It was all about kind of doing the best that we can by those animals. So we were reaching out to anybody and everybody to try and get that knowledge to give her the best chance.
The turtle hotline.
That's it.
Yeah.
Are we seeing more turtles getting into distress, or are we just better at finding them?
I think there's a bit of both, really. I mean, we're definitely seeing that there's kind of more intense and more frequent winter storms, and that seems to be the kind of key to why we see more of them. But then also there's a great network. British Divers Marine Life Rescue do a fantastic job. They have a network of volunteers all over the UK who attend all sorts of different creatures, and that means that they're being found sooner with people that know what they're doing.
And so we know that Nazaré has now been released back into the waters, the warmer waters of the Azores. Yeah. I suppose we have to hope that she doesn't end up back here again. Nice as it would be to see her.
Look at her diving in. I love that. Great technique.
Yeah, I mean, we've got to hope. I mean, we've given her the best chance we can. The Azores are kind of almost smack bang in the middle of their natural range, so we put her exactly where she needs to be to give her the best chance that we can do. And we'll probably never see again. I like to hope we won't do in some ways. I mean, the next time she'll probably come ashore is when she's kind of going to lay some eggs and hopefully bring about the next generation of loggerhead sea turtles.
Really struck that bit in Jane's film where you said that you didn't get to say a proper goodbye because she just sort of leapt into the water, or leap. I don't know whether they leap, do they? But
did you not watch? She actually did.
She rocketed off. Yeah, she was gone. That was it. She disappeared. I mean, I was quite dumbfounded at the time because it really was that moment of, that's it. That's all I can do. That's the culmination of so many teams' hard work across Sea Life, across aquariums in the UK, the UK and Europe, and that was it. I didn't know what to say. I kind of looked back across the boat, and she'd already disappeared. So, yeah, it was amazing.
Can you track her at all?
So we'd like to have been able to. Unfortunately, we didn't have a satellite tracker this time. So the University of the Azores do some amazing work looking at almost the lost years of these sea turtles. So they've been tagging lots of them and satellite tagging them. So unfortunately, at the time, they'd done lots of tagging in the weeks before, and they didn't have a tag for us. Yeah.
Are you missing her?
Yeah, I am a little bit, I have to admit. Yeah, because she was with us for quite some time, and like I say, they're such amazing creatures. Yeah, it's strange.
I mean, I suppose it is possible she might come back to find you.
I'm going with the optimism on that.
OK. I'm optimistic that she will, or optimistic
that she won't? Yeah.
Todd German, lovely to meet you, curator at Sea Life in Scarborough, saviour of Nazaré. Thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you.